Welcome to the Blood Moons, the Tetrad, and Ancient Prophecy, as shared by Sri Ram Kaa, Kira Raa, and the beloved and gifted High Oracle of the Maya. All ceremony, all prophecy is sacred. What we do with it is what matters. This is the authentic Mayan ceremonial site at Tosa La Laguna, found at Legadatlan, Guatemala, and this adventure took place at the Self-Ascension Sanctuary in Antigua. Sri Ram Kaa begins.
Hello and welcome. I am Sri Ram Kaa, and I am here today to offer you a little introduction to Mayan ceremony. Kira and I have been visiting Guatemala for many, many years, and when we first came to this amazing mystical country, we met a variety of elders, and we experienced a variety of, well, I was going to use the word ceremonies, but they're actually rituals. They're actually ways of approaching the divine. And so through the course of our experiences, we were led through a serendipitous kind of coincidences to meet the High Oracle of the Maya. Now, this man does not refer to himself as a High Oracle. He is, however, an extremely gifted and sincere practitioner of the ancient traditions, and he has an open portal of connection. Now, when I say an open portal of connection, what I'm referring to is the intuitive channel to the cosmic realms. So let's consider for a moment that in every religious tradition you have various levels of practitioners, you have various people who are at different stages on their path. And one of the things we delight in and recognize is that the individual that we work with is so humble and so has such a level of attainment with respect to an understanding of the spiritual forces that are at play in our world, together with the overlay of the Maya. Now, the Mayan traditions, many of you remember 2012, wasn't that long ago. And there was so much fuss around December 21, 2012. And of course, we too were curious, how does this calendar overlay with the sequencing of events going on in our world? And what we began to learn is that that date was not a magical date. It was, however, a marker that indicated a crescendo of energy that is still propelling us as of 2014. And that this great changing of the cycles, the Baktun, is actually still ahead of us. We're building up this energy, this crescendo of energy that will birth the new earth. And that has not yet occurred. However, transformation, resurrection energy, transfigurative energy is widely available. And so ceremony is a way of opening oneself to conscious communion. Whether it's the ritual of incense or choirs or bells, music, whether it's a ceremony that involves a fire and the preparation of the fire, there are many ways we can open the subconscious mind to centuries-old wisdom and be available to a deeper intuitive guidance. In the case of the fire ceremony, there are really many practitioners of the Mayan fire ceremonies. And one thing that is interesting and wonderful to notice is there's a difference between a ceremony and a burning. A ceremony involves carefully selecting the objects that will be used in the fire, carefully selecting the date and the alignment of that. Wow.
As Sri Ram Kaa mentioned, every every Niguale, which is the spirit of this land, the spirit of your heart, the spirit in rocks and trees, comes forward through the date and the procession, the way that these ceremonies are created. Here is a ceremony that was created for a special date, and you can see how beautiful it is, how unique, how different. This is from real practitioners. Here's another one, very different, very unique. Here is a fire that looks like a dragon, so we took a photo of it. Here is a ceremony that was the anointment of the Self-Ascension Center, and you can see the powerful energy of the Niguales of the mountain here and the view of Antigua, Guatemala. And here is the ceremony of April 14. Shri, continue.
So the Mayan fire ceremony is truly a sacred ritual that has been conducted for centuries. And in the modern times, there's lots of so-called shamans that are more entertainers or casual spiritual guides rather than truly deeply committed and guides of a high attainment. And as Don Simeon once said, Shri, there's a difference between a burning and a ceremony. A ceremony involves carefully selecting the articles that will be placed on the fire and choosing the date and the purpose of the fire so that everything lines up with the calendar and with the guides, the Niguals that are guiding the particular intention that we have for this ceremony. So the preparation of the fire is almost as important as the fire ceremony itself, because during the time that the circle is created and the four directions are anchored, there is about an hour of prayers, about an hour of communion in that preparation, the building, and the initial ignition of the fire. And then once the ceremony actually is in full swing, because remember, it begins with the starting of the fire. Once it's in full swing, meaning the flames are dancing and the wind is blowing, you will be amazed at what you notice. This is the thing that's remarkable about an authentic ceremony. During the chants, during the prayers, there is a flow of nature that comes and seems to harmonize with an authentic ceremony. For example, there will be a moment where one is petitioning, one is saying to the ancestors, show us, give us a sign that we are indeed aligned with the higher frequency of events. Give us a sign that we're aligned with the greater unfolding. And in that moment, there will be the sound of a flock of birds flying overhead, or the wind rustling in the trees. And nature becomes a giant divination, a giant revelatory canvas that synchronizes with the ceremony. So the fire ceremonies, you can learn a little more about this in our book 2013 Mayan Sunrise. It's a book that we wrote about our adventures in Guatemala and about what the Mayan elders had to say regarding the coming energies, regarding the times right now. And so this beloved elder that we have done so many ceremonies with came to our house, came to the Self-Ascension Sanctuary where we reside, and he came because we gave him a call and said to him, we feel a need for a connection, a ceremony, that there's something happening that we would like to respect, that we would like to honor. And so he came to our house and he said, yes, I feel what you're saying. And he selected 2 dates. He said, you will need 2 ceremonies. And the purpose of these ceremonies is to magnify and claim the resurrection energy, the energy of a new life. And what he mirrored back to Kira and I was simply that the two of you have a lot of work to do. It's as if you are starting anew to bring the messages and the energy to the world that is in alignment with this rebirthing energy that's happening on our planet. And that now more than ever, the world is experiencing a turbulence, and many will lose their way because the energy that has come in will either feed the ego or nourish the soul. And so this elder offered us 2 dates, and we said yes. Now the ceremony that you will see some pictures of shortly with Kira talking about was conducted here just 1 day ago, April 14th. And what we did not realize at the time that this date was agreed is that in the night of April 14th, really April 15th, because it would be after midnight, we would have the amazing experience of the lunar eclipse, the eclipse of the blood moon. And that truly brings us a kind of a time out of time energy. It connects one to a cosmic flow that's well beyond sun up and sundown. And there'll be more discussion of that in the days to come. But for now, please understand that we did not film the ceremony itself because that is sacred. This taking photographs while one is in a complete surrender, where one is in a divine flow, actually detaches you. It distances you and separates you from the sacredness, from the actual event. So we never film or record the ceremonies. However, when the ceremony is complete, we honor the fire. We honor the physical representation and energy basket, if you will, of that wondrous event. And so you will see some photographs of the ashes and the fire, and we have filmed that, and you're going to see that in just a moment. But before we transition out to the yard to visit Kira Raa, I just want to say to you, thank you for listening. Thank you for having an open mind. There are so many ways to bow and to humble oneself before all that is. It's essential that we each find ways to surrender our ego and align with the greater flow. The Mayan authentic fire ceremony is one such way. So enjoy the results, the fruits of this ceremony as Kira takes you further.
Namaste, beloved ones, and thank you for allowing your heart to call you here. This is April 15th, 2014, and it was the day after the blood moon, if you remember that extraordinary, wonderfully invigorating full moon lunar eclipse. Now, you know, there were so many things that were said about that. However, we were called by the High Oracle of the Maya, who we've been working with for many, many years, to do a ceremony. And we did that ceremony the morning of Monday, April 14. And that morning, we did this ceremony for resurrection, for new life, to bring to ourselves, to our planet, to our community, to our world, this extraordinary moment of invigoration, of restoration. Now, during this fire, quite a few things happened, and you can, you've already seen, and we're going to be going back and talking about this. This is the fire that is now the day after, and you'll notice the quality of this ash and how beautiful and white it is. This is healing ash. This is basically the booty of the Maya, and it's like powder in my hands. Look at that, and it feels so wonderful on my hands. And what we've done, what Sri and I have done, is we've energized this with the energy of the universe. The Mayan oracle said that 2014 is a powerful year and you need to enjoy it. And so we've put a lot of love around here. He also said that this is the sanctuary of the heart, the house of the heart, the Self-Ascension sanctuary here in Guatemala. This is, of course, a cartucci, or many of you know them as calla lilies, and it's an indigenous flower here. This is a 2,500-year-old Eye of Horus original ring that was worn by the priests during the reign of Akhenaten. It's the real thing, and we're very blessed to be custodians of it. And then at each one of the 4 cardinal directions, we've placed a crystal
These are pure quartz crystal Merkaba stars, and we've added a rose quartz heart and a very mini Vogel crystal. And the reason being is that the Mayan elder said that this ash was extremely healing, that this particular ash is medicine. And so a few years ago, when we spent time in the king's chamber, and when we were in Egypt, we acquired this wonderful urn and didn't know why. And obviously it's for this ash, which we're going to be collecting in just a moment, and you'll be seeing that sacred ceremony. This little pouch will contain ash, and I'm going to go ahead and put in right now, you see some of these chunks. This was the opening ceremony on April 14. The closing ceremony will be on May 8th. You can see my French Bulldog loves these ceremonies. He's an energy fiend. And I'm also going to add in this pouch, and this is the elder's stick. The stick is a very, very important piece of the ceremony. You'll see here, this is where he stirred it in the fire. So what we're going to be doing is, I love this natural split in the wood, is I'm going to now be adding to this ash the 4 Merkaba stars to hold the energy of this universal compassion for the 5/8 ceremony. And I'm going to be adding the rose quartz and the mini Vogel. And we're going to go ahead, and I'd like you to, if you would right now, bring your hand to your heart, and let's take a deep breath. Because the High Oracle of the Elder said many, many things. He said that all who come to the Sacred Self-Ascension Sanctuary should actually receive this wonderful ash, this sacred vibhuti in tea. And so we're going to be making that in tea. I'm going to be placing the sacred pouch on this. This is his staff, and if you look at this staff, it's really quite extraordinary. And this will be holding the energy until the next ceremony, May 8th. Now you might say, why is this so important? Well, it's important for many reasons. Number one, there's been a lot of negative press about the blood moons and the blood moons that are coming. The end of April, April 28, we have also the solar energy that's happening. We have a new moon solar eclipse. So there's a lot that's happening. And what's important to realize is that he said that in 2015, it's going to be turbulent, very, very turbulent. So let's honor this ceremony now, and let's go ahead and collect the ash. And so I'm going to sound the bowl. The vibration here right now is so powerful. The birds are singing, there's butterflies, there's so much happening. Feel the gift of this energy coming into your heart. I'm going to offer 3 more sounds. And breathe. Feel that tone. Here we are. Tone with us. As this energy is entering into all of us now, we're going to be collecting the ash with these sacred implements. These implements are made out of dead coffee tree wood, so they're very Mayan and they're very heart-centered for this area. And we're going to begin the collection, so just hold this energy, hold your hand to your heart. And as we do this, I'm holding the presence of the mantra of self-ascension. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. And I'm taking ash from all of the 4 directions, making sure that all of the energies of this extraordinary gift are anchored. And especially for those of you that would come and join us at the Self-Ascension Center here at the sanctuary, you would be receiving this, so I want to make sure that all of the energy is put in here. And we're going to add a little more. And if you were here, you could just see how fertile and fragrant this ash is. It's just extraordinary. We've done so many ceremonies, and we've never had ash like this. And again, the elder of the Mayan, what we're going to do right now that it's full, give you an opportunity to see how beautiful it is. There we are. And we're going to put our cartucci in it. And we're going to add our beautiful ring of protection, the authentic ring. And we have our beautiful staff from our elder. And what you see here is a completion process for a ceremony. And allow your heart to feel 2014 is an extraordinary year. There will be some climatic energy shifts. We do have some shows posted on that. I encourage you to go listen to those shows about spiritual energy and climate change. Let 2014 be extraordinary. Avoid allowing fear to enter into you. Manifest the life of your dreams. 2015 needs you. It needs you whole, it needs you ready. Because from 2015 to 2022, a lot's coming, and we'll be talking about that more. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being here. And we look forward, and I want you to just notice my hands are really radiating with this wonderful sacred ash. And I'm just called to eat a little right now. Oh, vibrational heaven. Put a little on my third eye. There we are. I'm smiling up at Shri, who's saying, me too. We love you. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to joining with you again. Namaste.